Okay. What is going on? LBHT crew B. What is going on?
I said, things things are very convenient now, right? Shipping real fast. You can get everything brought right to your door. You don't got to go out for stuff and everything. But then every now and then, reality it hops up and smacks you in the face. And that happened to me today, and I didn't
What
appreciate it.
happened?
I pre-ordered the Clips new album. Uh, that guy sorted them out. Great album. If you haven't heard it, you should
Yes.
hit it up on Spotify or Apple and stream it. It's very good. But I pre-ordered the vinyl, right? And I was like, okay, you should probably ship it out before the release date. But whatever. I mean, you're not like some major, you're not a retail store. Like you're launching an album. So all right, fine.
Yeah.
Album launches on July 11th. I checked my email and there wasn't anything in there. And then July 12th, there wasn't anything in my email. And then July 13th, there wasn't anything in my email. And then, today, 5 days after the launch of the album, I got an email
After
saying,
everybody heard it.
hey, your album's on the way. But it wasn't, it'll be here tomorrow. It'll be here in 7 days. And I'm like, thank God for streaming services. Because if I paid you early to listen to your album, and then I got it almost 2 weeks after everybody else had been streaming it, I would be hot. Right? But looking forward to getting it. So, like I said, it's a great album. You should check it out if you haven't already. But sometimes I just forget how long regular shipping takes because I buy everything on Amazon and it's there the next day. And then you just kind of expect it. And then when somebody's like, "Oh, here's a date range," I'm like, "What's wrong with you? Why can't you just guarantee it's going to be here tomorrow?"
Which is why Amazon needs to pay their workers. Okay.
Yes, they do. They do a fantastic job.
Absolutely. And that company is extremely greedy, like most corporations. And I'm glad they unionized. All right. Who we got in here, man? Salute to y'all. I saw y'all in the chat, man. Apologies for being a little bit late, but we got to make sure things are right before we start this.
Listen. Why is Reg the only one who has gotten this? According to the new man in charge, when they get here is when they get here. It shall not be questioned. Why is Reg the only one that understands that? Thank you, Reg. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Urban in the house. We got Osmond. Salute. Says, hey, fellas. What's good, everybody? We got
What's up, Osmond?
Got Just Allo. What's up, Just Allo? What's up, man? Thanks for coming through. We got Big Reg. Salute. Yeah. Kim is in the house. What's going on, Kim? Who else we got here? Pay the bills
from the Great White. Well, let's say Great White North. I mean, they ain't so great up there either. But
wow.
I mean,
they're doing better than us right now. We got Delvon in the house. Salute, Delvon. I don't think I've seen your name before. Thanks for coming through. Welcome. We got Jared Green. Hey, and you know what, Jared, your brother. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. I know it was a few days ago. Yolanda, happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday, Yolanda.
I thought I chatted it in Big Raider stream. I saw that they gave y'all a shout out and wished y'all happy birthday. But I was half asleep, so I may not have sent the message. I don't remember.
You probably didn't hit enter.
I probably didn't. It was a long week. But happy belated birthday to all of you. Hope you enjoyed your birthdays. All right.
And to our nephew, Najee.
And our nephew, Najee.
Birthday,
yep.
A couple days ago.
Yep.
So he says it ain't that great. Not much better than y'all.
Who ain't that great? Oh, Canada? Yeah. I didn't say it was great, but it is better than us.
He said not much, though. Not much.
Okay. All right. Well, it gets worse and worse every day over here. So just wait a week. Pay the bills, but wait a week. Who else we got here?
Dude.
Hey, yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming through.
Just Allo says happy birthday to all the birthday people.
Yes. Our guy Hendo from the Rogue Pod is in the house. Salute to you.
Yeah, whatever.
Wow.
I invited him on the show. He said no.
He worked a long day. He didn't want to come on.
No, he didn't. I can look. We posted. I can tell you exactly when he finished working. It was a while ago.
There is no pressure for our friend Henry to come on the show. He comes on when he feels like coming on. All right. He just put out. In fact, go to the Roll Pod. He just put out a video, so go check that out.
I'm not saying there's pressure to come on. I'm just saying don't expect a shout out if you ain't gonna come on. That's all. Like, come on, man.
All right, listen, we're getting closer and closer to the start of training camp. Still not a lot to talk about, but I mean, well, not in terms of training camp stuff, but there are some stories to talk about. There was an interesting story. We like to do interesting stories in the offseason. That's not ready yet, though. We're going to talk about that next week, or we might just put out a video. We'll see. But if you guys know us, you know what kind of stories we like to put out in the offseason. Some attention grabbers. This one is a good one. Okay, I'm not going to tease it yet, but just be on the lookout for it. Maybe it'll be for the next show. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes. So we're going to be talking about our projected breakout players for this year for both of our teams. We're going to talk about why the NFL is once again colluding to not sign their second round picks. We're going to talk about RG3 tweeting out a offensive picture of Angel Reese from his burner account. We're going to talk about
and then getting threatened.
Allegedly.
And then getting threatened.
Yeah, then getting threatened allegedly, whatever. We got a lot to talk about, okay? But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact, and B and Akole have a Black History fact for you.
This week on the LBHT Black History Fact, Jeremiah G. Hamilton was a remarkable and often overlooked figure in 19th century American history, known as the first black millionaire in New York, and a rare presence on Wall Street during a time of intense racial discrimination. Born around 1806, possibly in the West Indies or Virginia, Hamilton first appeared in public records in 1828, when he was caught smuggling counterfeit coins into Haiti on behalf of New York merchants. He narrowly escaped execution and returned to the United States, where he reinvented himself as a financial broker in New York City. Hamilton quickly gained a reputation for his aggressive and cunning business tactics, earning the nickname Prince of Darkness. He made his fortune through maritime insurance schemes, stock market manipulation, and strategic property acquisitions, especially after the Great Fire of 1835, when he bought up devalued real estate and profited immensely. He was known for pooling investor money to make bold market moves, and he frequently sued companies to force asset redistribution, including a high-profile legal battle with railroad magnate Cornelius Vanderbilt. Despite his success, Hamilton lived a socially isolated life. He married Eliza Jane Morris, a white woman, and had a large family, which was highly controversial at the time. He owned a sprawling estate in New Jersey, complete with a mansion, trout streams, and a ballroom. During the New York City draft riots of 1863, he was targeted by a mob and narrowly escaped being lynched. An episode that underscored the racial hostility he faced, despite his wealth. Hamilton died of pneumonia in 1875 and was buried at Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn. His death received little public attention, and no known portraits of him survive. His story was largely forgotten until historian Shane White published Prince of Darkness in 2015. A biography that brought Hamilton's legacy back into the spotlight. Today, his life is being adapted into a mini-series titled The Other Hamilton, produced by Don Cheadle for HBO Max. Jeremiah Hamilton's legacy is complex. He broke racial barriers in finance but remained distant from the black community, operating almost entirely within white elite circles. His rise to wealth and power in a deeply racist society challenges conventional narratives about race, capitalism, and success in America.
All right, that is an interesting Black history fact right there.
Yeah, and shout out to Bazel who sent that in. Appreciate you.
The other Hamilton, the Prince of Darkness was right there, Don Cheadle.
But if you can capitalize off of the popularity and success of Hamilton, you probably gonna do that. But did you hear the part at the end though? About him, once he got some money, he said, "I ain't one of you Negroes."
Yeah. This is one of RG3's heroes. He probably have a picture of him up on his mantle.
Nice.
Speaking of, I was Rob Parker is still doing radio on Fox Sports or whatever, and they talked about this. And his co-host was just like, "Yo, tomorrow I'm bringing in some shirts. We're all wearing it that says Rob was right."
Yeah, I don't think anybody said Rob was wrong at the time. Just like you can't say that, on air to your coworker, right? Or not coworker at the time.
Well, it was a coworker at the time.
You can't say that on the air about a player.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
a little out of hand, a little out of pocket, right?
Yeah, they said in that story, he married a white woman and had a bunch of kids. Causing a lot of controversy. You think they tried to lynch him?
They ain't get him though. They ain't get him. Right? Which, talk about a bunch of failures. How could you fail to lynch someone in 1835? Like it was like the national sport. Ridiculous. But yeah. Moving on.
Okay. So, guys, look, let's just get right into it. Like, put it in the chat. Who are some breakout players? Who are your candidates for breakout players? We'll start with the Ravens. Who do you have breaking out? Now, I put in the thumbnail our 2 first-round picks, Malachi Starks and Teterola McMillan. That's if you think they're going to come out the gate swinging, I think they both will. Mm-hmm. Although I'm not a fan of the pick, I think Malachi Starks is a good player, and I think he's going to hit the ground running. But is he well, I mean, we can have more than one candidate.
Yeah. I was going to say, one on each side of the ball maybe, and then, a sort of guys from around the league if you had any. I don't have anybody for the Ravens defense because you're too veteran heavy, and there's not a whole lot of openings there. I wouldn't call Nate Wiggins a breakout player. He played well enough last year, I think, that I wouldn't consider him a breakout. And I just I shy away from. I
think he needs to play better than he did last year. He had a rookie season which is solid, but I think he needs to do better than that.
Okay, but
you say you shy away from what?
I don't want to put a guy like McMillan just because I think we all expect him to play really well.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go in a different direction there, just because I do expect Teterola to have a great season, and have a breakout year, but it's kind of expected from him, I think. For me with Baltimore, like I said, I don't really have one for their defense, but on offense, I thought about Isaiah Likely. I was like, I think we all know he's a very talented player, and he just kind of needs the reps. He just needs Mark to get out of his way, and John. But I'm going to say Devontae Walker, a 4th-round pick from last year who didn't really contribute at all last season. But I think he's going to get on the field more this year. And when I say breakout, I'm going to be very specific. I mean about 400 yards, maybe five or six touchdowns, and he'll take advantage of defensive focusing on Derrick Henry and Zay and Isaiah and Rashad, and so he'll be able to make an impact in a few games. So I'm saying about 400 yards or so, about 5 touchdowns.
That would be huge for us if he could come out and really contribute.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be huge. All right, listen. This is going to shock you, B. But what's done is done. Okay? right? All we could do is just say, hey, look, this is what y'all need to do, and they can listen or not listen. But now it's time to send out positive vibes. I'm putting positive vibes in the air, B, and I'm gonna say Daniel Falele is going to break out this year.
You can't
And
break out. He's a Pro Bowl player.
we both see the potential there, right? We see the potential there with him, and it's if he just can find somebody to block, when he's standing in open space, it could really change things for that O line. And I think this is the year he puts it together. All right.
Okay.
All right. This is
Okay.
me speaking positively right now.
That's right.
Okay. So
We're
yes, I'm
positive
gonna
over
say
here.
we are positive. Just because we tell the truth doesn't mean we're being negative, right? But yes, Falele. That like if they got another guard for the left side, we wouldn't be too mad with Falele starting, right? Like we that's kind of what we said. Like Falele, we see the vision with Falele, especially you, B. You've been saying it from the jump. Like just give him time, and he's going to develop. But we see the vision. We understand why you want him out there, but Voorhees, no. Like
Reg,
you need to do better.
you can't call him Vacation Voorhees. That's not fair. That's not allowed.
All right, let's take a look at the chat. Mike Green, Jared says, he said Mike Green, if he signs, we're gonna talk about that, just Ala. Yes. What else we got here? TJ Tampa, I like that one. Game too easy. It's gonna be hard for him to get on the field if everybody stays healthy. But I like that one. Okay. Keaton Mitchell. All right. It's going to be hard for him to get out there too because
Keaton already broke out though.
You think this is just what he's going to be?
No, I'm saying he had that breakout season in his rookie year. I mean, he got hurt obviously, but I mean, he went out there. He's not an unknown quantity.
I think.
What I'm saying.
I don't think he did it enough. He only did it. He showed flashes, but I wouldn't say he broke out because. Okay, Justice Hill was kind of like that his rookie year. Like he had a couple of games. He was just like, oh yeah, give him the ball and we'll be fine. And then he disappeared for a few years. And last year was his breakout year. Last year, you're like, oh yeah, this is a perfect 1-2 tandem with him and Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say he broke out just yet. Like, and it's going to be hard for him to break out because Justice Hill is not going anywhere. He's playing excellent football as a backup running back, and I don't think he's going to give up any snaps to Keaton Mitchell. But when Keaton Mitchell gets in, he has to make do with the carries that he gets. He will get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna say, because he had in his rookie year, he had 400 yards, just under 400 yards rushing, just under 100 yards receiving, and looks like a couple touchdowns. So yeah. I don't think he's going to be able to top those numbers because, like you said, he's not going to get a ton of playtime. So,
no, I don't think. Wait, what was his numbers his rookie year?
Just under 400 yards, 396 and 2 touchdowns, and then 93 receiving yards.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to do that. It's just going to be tough for him to break out this year. But if he does something like that in a limited role, that would look promising. Mm-hmm. What's going on, Killer? Killer's in the house. Salute to you. House, salute. What's going on? Thanks for coming through. We got SV Cam. What up? Appreciate y'all. Who else do we got? Somebody said Mike Green. Jared said Mike Green.
Pay the Bill says Teddy Buchanan.
Oh,
couple votes for Benjamin Cleveland.
And Cleveland, okay.
I mean, it's hard to break out on the bench, but.
But that's not a bad choice. This is the year. These are the years where if these guys are going to be anything, they break out, right? Mm-hmm. This is when, especially, I'm not sure how. I think they signed up to a 1-year deal, right? Especially when they're trying to get a big contract. These are the years where they break out and really show you what they can be. So, former 3rd round pick, again, a guy that had potential. Don't know why he was in Harbaugh's doghouse, but they re-signed him. and he's going to try to get that money. So it's not a bad choice right there. Yeah. I just don't know how good he is, but we'll see.
Yeah. Now moving on to the team that everyone came to hear about, the Carolina Panthers. There's a lot of candidates in Carolina because they have a lot of guys who haven't proven anything. Defensively, I'm going to say this guy's set up for success. Trevin Wallace, who was a third-round pick a couple years ago. Shaq Thompson's gone. He played 13 games last year. He had 64 tackles. I think he's going to go over 100 this year. I think he's going to have a very good season and kind of establish himself as the guy for Carolina at linebacker, in that group. On the offensive side of the ball, we got to mention Teteroa. I think he's going to have a great year. I think there's some talk in the chat about Jimmy Horn. There's a lot of buzz around him. I'm going to take a guy who showed some flashes last year, but wasn't able to put together a full season, in part because he started pretty slow, as did the entire team, and then in part because of injury. Ja'Tavion Sanders. I think he comes back healthy, and he is going to have that tight end job in a chokehold. From early on in the season. They have Tommy Tremble. They've drafted Mitchell Evans. I think by week 5 or so, Ja'Tavion is going to separate himself as the guy in that group.
That was actually going to be my pick, and I was going to say he's going to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to take 5 weeks. I think starting from week 1, you're going to see he's the guy. I really like how he played last year. I think this year he really steps it up.
Until somebody dropped him on his head. No flags. Conspiracy against the Carolina Panthers.
I think Xavier Legette is a candidate too. I see your face, B. I see your face, but
what would a breakout look like for him? 10 catches?
No, man. Like you want to talk about boom or bust? That's Xavier Legette, right? We're gonna find out this year if he's gonna be a bust, but if he's a boom, I'm talking about 1,000 yards.
Okay. I mean, he had 400 last year as the guy, but
I'm not saying he's going to get 1,000 yards, but I'm saying,
yeah,
if
everything comes together,
yes.
And again, by everything, we mean his ability to catch the football and his ability to run routes. Those are two pretty big things for the wide receiver position that he's got to get down. But if he can get both of them down, he's going to be a good one. But that's also true of Jonathan Mingo. That's also true of every other receiver that they've drafted who's failed in the NFL.
He has more talent than them, I think. I think he has more natural talent.
We'll see. I'm not so sure. I said on the show I was skeptical of that pick from the moment they made it because he didn't produce in college until he was just playing as a man amongst boys because he was just there longer.
Okay, so how says Bryce Young? I feel like he kind of broke out last year, but
it was half.
There's another. Yes, yeah. So I accept that as well. Yeah. I think you can put him down as a breakout candidate, and that might be the winner, House, if we're being honest, because I expect Bryce to have a pretty good year.
Big Reg saying Trevor Etienne. I would agree with you. I think he's a talented guy, but they've got 2,000-yard rushers ahead of him. I don't think that he's going to get the opportunity to have a big year. But if he does find himself, in a position where he's getting a lot of carries, I think he's going to take advantage.
I think the Panthers are going to have a much better rushing year than people realize.
Yeah.
Because they don't have household names at running back, but those guys can run.
And they've got movers on the offensive line. That's what their offense is going to be early on, at the very least, early on. They're going to open up holes, and they're going to let Hubbard and Dowdle and Etienne run all over people.
Yeah. I expect a lot from this team this year.
Yeah. I did have a couple from around the league. I don't know if you picked any from around the NFL, but I had a couple that we could talk about. One, and this guy, he shouldn't be a breakout candidate because he was the top pick, but Caleb Williams got a lot of negativity in his rookie year, And
Yeah.
some of it was his fault. I'm not saying he played great, but he played all right. He started off the season pretty well, and then everything went off the rails for Chicago. But they had no offensive line. They had bad coaches. They took care of both of those issues this offseason. They overhauled their O-line. They went out and they got Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator from Detroit. They added Luther Burden to a group that already had a lot of talent with DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet. They brought in another tight end as well, which I can't remember which one it was. Wasn't it Loveland? Yeah.
Loveland,
So there's a lot of positives going on for him, in Chicago this year, and I think it's all going to come together.
SB Cam says, I like Caleb Williams. He likes that pick. I don't know, man. Who was drafted last year that hasn't really? I don't know. It's not just like rookies, but we're talking about players that
I'll throw another one at you. This guy's been in the league for several years. He just left the team that picked him. He's going into a situation where they don't really. I mean, they have a number one guy, and they just drafted a guy who should be in that number one or number two conversation. But we'll see how they ended up using him. Talking about Travis Hunter, but I'm going to pick De'Ami Brown. I think he showed some flashes last year in Washington.
He did.
He signed in Jacksonville in free agency, and I think he's going to have his best season as a pro. Reg, you get out of here with Michael Penix talk. Michael Penix is going 0-17 this year.
I was thinking about Michael Penix. He was reading my mind.
No.
He's going to have a good year.
No, he's not.
He can have a good year and still not win a division.
No. Garbage year. Garbage year for a garbage quarterback. All right. Listen, I don't care. The only good player on that roster is Bijan Robinson.
I think out of necessity is going to be Shedeur Sanders. Like Cleveland, they need a quarterback. They need somebody to step up. Flacco's too old to do it. Dylan Gabriel, we like Dylan Gabriel, so I'm not going to say anything bad about him at all.
Yeah.
All right. But Shedeur's going to go out there, and Shedeur has said it, man. Pressure's nothing for him. Like he's used to being around being in front of the camera. He's used to, playing under the spotlight. Like that's nothing for him. He can handle the pressure of being a quarterback, and he don't even have to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have enough talent. He can just go out there and be a game manager early on, and that will look like everything for that team.
Yeah. I'll tell you who's not.
Oh, I like that one, Ferris.
Yeah,
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts, no. Kyle Pitts broke out as a rookie, Ferris. He had 1,000 yards in his rookie season.
He had like one touchdown.
Again. You can't break out again.
No, I like that one, Ferris.
Anyway, and I think we, if you want, I don't know if you've thought about this, we could throw out a couple of busts as well. I'm gonna throw one at you right now, and it's not going to be because he plays horribly, but he's just not going to match the level of last year. That's Jaden Daniels, and he's not going to be in the MVP talks. He's going to turn the ball over more, and I'm not saying that he's going to play poorly overall, but they are not going to be in the playoffs this upcoming year. So going from NFC Championship game and people, Rookie of the Year, and people saying he should have won MVP to missing the playoffs is a pretty big fall off, and I think that's what's going to happen in Washington.
Okay.
That's right.
Marcus Fraser says Jameson Williams, Trevor Lawrence. Are you saying Jameson Williams as a bust or a breakout player?
Yeah,
I can see him as a breakout player. Trevor Lawrence. It's funny, Hendo. I saw somebody wrote an article about Trevor Lawrence just not being good. All right. And he just got a deal done. And I'm just like, they're pointing out like certain things that he just hasn't fixed, and they don't know if he's going to fix them. Not that he can't fix them. It's just that. Oh, that's what it was. They're saying he can't read defenses. That's what they're saying. He can't read defenses. And I was like, man, is it that bad? I thought he was doing all right.
He did take him to the playoffs.
He did take him to the playoffs. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm not sure if I want to put him in a bust category, but definitely busted pick because they ain't gonna work out for this team. Jackson Dart. Okay. I'm sorry, Ferris. Like you know what it is, man. That organization is not in a good place right now. Jackson Dart is not going to thrive there. However, I know Coach really likes Jackson Dart and thinks he's going to be a good quarterback in the league. I know a few other people out there believe in Jackson Dart. I still think he's going to show it in New York.
And listen, as long as you're saying it, Cam Scatterboo, he ain't gonna have a good year either. Because he's not a good player.
Where was he drafted?
He was drafted in the 4th round, I believe.
Yeah, he's not drafted high enough to be considered a bust. I can't.
He's their starting running back. So it is what it is. Right?
All right. I mean, I'm not, 4th round pick. I'm not going to say he's going to be bust. He'll play like a 4th rounder. I wouldn't call that a bust. I think he'll play like a 4th rounder. Well, if they start him, that's not his fault.
Not all 4th rounders are built the same. Devontae Walker, I believe. Well, no, he was later. But you got Tyler also a 4th rounder, right?
You can play above your.
Also a 4th rounder. So
yeah, you can play above your draft position, but Tyler Wallace is more what you expect for a 4th rounder.
Mm-hmm.
If Scatterboo gets put out there as a starter, that's not on him. That's on the organization.
Yeah, all right, Ferris. He's Tyrone Tracy Jr. is a starting running back. Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. Jeremy says,
"You think they drafted Scatterboo to sit the bench?" I don't think so.
They drafted Scatterboo to put that man on the cover of Madden like Peyton Hillis. He's gonna be out there. That's a 3-down back right there. Jeremy Miller says, "Breakout Justin Fields on the Jets."
Okay.
I like the pick. I like the player, but he is too far in his own head right now, and I don't know if he's going to get out. And New York isn't really a place to get out.
Jeremy, I agree with you. I think the Jets are because Aaron Glenn's the coach now,
mm-hmm.
and I think he's a good coach, and I think he's going to get his head straight. And I think he's not going to ask him to do too much either, right? He's going to make him feel comfortable, and by the end of the year, the playbook will open up. He'll feel comfortable passing. Coach says he all right.
Ferris says, "I'm not your buddy, pal." Well, I'm not your pal, friend. All right.
Now, Coach, I could have sworn you were higher on Jackson Dart. Is it just because he got drafted by the Giants? You're like, no, actually, he's not that good. After going back and looking at the tape and seeing him in that Giants uniform, I don't think he's gonna be too good. But big E3, what's going on? Also known as Rave Kingdom.
Still in hiding.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, Jackson Dart is not gonna work out, and Ferris does not disagree. All right,
I'm not your friend, guy. Well, I'm not your guy, Chief. All right, why don't you calm it down?
Big Red says Scatterboo going to have 500 carries of 800 yards.
Yeah.
House says Chase Brown will have a breakout year if the Bengals stop throwing it every down.
Okay, but they put all of their money into Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase, so they better throw it every down.
Yeah, I hope he better learn how to catch.
He better learn how to block.
And they're not paying their defensive players. So,
yeah. What's going on, Buck?
What's going on, Buck? Thanks for coming through. Okay, all right. So we put our breakout players and busts in there. Big Red says Aaron Rodgers will finally fall the rest of the way off the cliff. He did that last year.
Yeah.
He's trying to climb his way back up. And listen. That team, that's the right coach to try to help them, but I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah. All right. I say we get out of here.
No. We mentioned second round picks and how we talked about collusion a couple weeks ago, right? And now the league is colluding against the second round picks.
Yeah,
allegedly.
and we talked about off air how bold the NFL owners are. Like, they don't care about your opinion at all. Like, they don't care about the opinions of the fans. They don't care what the media has to say. They're going to break the law at will.
At will. And also, so like, and
Except
also
for Cleveland and Houston.
Yeah, right. But Ravens fans, right? Don't get mad when we say the Ravens aren't a stand-up organization. When we say Bisciotti is not a good person, this person you think or he's a great guy or anything like that. He's just like every other scumbag owner.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and this is proof of it. I mean, how do you lowball your league MVP, the best player you've ever seen in a Ravens uniform, and you have the other owners collude to make sure he can't go anywhere else? But this is a stand-up organization. No, it's a trash organization, man, when it comes to this type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we drafted somebody in Mike Green who everybody in this room believes is a first-round talent. Some people believe he's a top 10 talent. I'm not even going to argue against that. Well, why can't you pay him a guaranteed contract? It's a second-round pick guarantee contract. What's the problem? There should be no issue there.
It's more money than you would like to pay.
Right, but you're getting a talent of somebody that's worth more than that, right? We all believe this. I'm sure they believe it too. So why aren't you just signing him and saying, "Hey, look, all right, if you're anybody else, maybe we would hold out, but we know you're worth the money, so let's go ahead."
Because it's not about being worth the money. It's about telling the players that you're not going to get guaranteed salaries in this league. Should have played baseball. Should have played basketball. Like, it's not happening over here. Even though this is the most profitable league on earth, you're not worth it because this is a league that's fueled by the uniform. It's fueled by the helmets. But it's why they always say protect the shield, right? It's not. There's no LeBron in the NFL, right? There's no Michael Jordan. There's no Shohei Ohtani in the NFL. Like, you root for the logo on the side of the helmet, not the person who's wearing it. And that's what the owners want. That's what they want to continue to drive home. But I think that that's slipping away from them, right? The salaries are skyrocketing. Now with the players getting paid in college, they're not they're not as hungry. I don't think not as hungry, but they're not as desperate to get to the league and just take whatever the league will give them. Since you're making, in some cases, millions of dollars in college.
Yeah.
It was just a couple of years ago, the Bears GM was talking about their safety that they drafted, Jaquan Brisker, and how they called him a what was it, a PhD player, I think it was.
That's right.
Something hungry and desperate, poor hungry
and desperate. Yeah.
And that's how they want their players, and that's how they've always wanted their players. And that tide is turning against them now, since the college is being forced to pay these guys. They're not going to be that anymore coming into the NFL.
No, you said it exactly. And this is, like you said, this is something that's not going to go away. They look for those type of players because that's the perception that people have of our black athletes, that if they're not playing football or basketball, they'll be dead or in jail. And they try to drive that point home every draft. That's why I wish these players would stop crying at these drafts. Right? I know they get emotional and everything like that, but man, you earned your way there. Like,
I'm not gonna say stop crying, because like you said, it is an emotional thing. It's something you work for forever. But stop telling ESPN your stories and having them produce those tragedy porn vignettes on you.
No, I want them to start crying. I want them to be more like Dion. I want them to be at home, right, shirtless with 10 gold chains on in shades, right?
Telling the Giants, you're not
picking high enough. I mean, I'm not taking no test for you. I want more swag like that. I want them to know, like, of course I'm getting drafted here. I'm that guy, right? You worked hard for that. What's wrong with having confidence? You want them to have that confidence on the field. I want you to have confidence like that on draft day as well. But yes, stop telling ESPN your stories. Stop telling them your sad stories, man, because they're gonna focus on that. I hate all that. But that's how the league views these players.
Mm-hmm.
And we know they view these players. Like, we know that for a fact. Right? They just got rid of race norming, which is extremely racist. Okay. Go check our videos on that. That's how they view these players. And they don't want to give anybody guaranteed contracts because they feel like, oh, if we give them guaranteed contracts, then the first round, and veterans are going to ask for fully guaranteed contracts. So we got to hold a line here and not pay them, and that's exactly what's going on. But like B said, the NIL is going to change things up because these players are showing you we are not pressed to sign anything. We have money. And you don't even need that much money. These players don't need that much money. In fact, if you don't have the money already, right, but you're getting enough from college, you're getting 500,000, $1 million, $2 million, you have enough money to sustain yourself and your immediate family, and nobody else is around you asking you for money. Well, I'm not saying that nobody, but the circle isn't as big because they know you don't have that big contract yet. You know what I'm saying? So you're kind of in a good spot. You don't feel pressure like that. Your parents have a good, it may not be the mansion, but it might be a townhouse. You know what I'm saying? Or a nice apartment or something like that. But everybody has roof over their head. They have food. You got a little money in your pocket. You're getting around. You're fine. You don't have to be signed to the NFL right away. And it's only going to go up from there because these NIL deals are going to get more and more lucrative.
Yeah.
So pretty soon you're going to have players like, I mean, that's how it was for Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart came for money. And he's just like, I don't really feel like going to the NFL right away. I just want to play. I just want to have fun in college. And then I'll decide if I want to be an NFL player. And then he got to the NFL. It's like, nah, I don't want to do this.
I wouldn't even say pretty soon. It's here already. They don't report NIL deals nearly as broadly as they do, professional deals, for obvious reasons. But we just had a big story about the Tennessee quarterback Nico. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but he transferred from Tennessee to UCLA.
I'm gonna leave you.
Yeah, but he was making $2 million a year at Tennessee. And from what I've heard, he's not making $2 million, but he's not making that much less than $2 million at UCLA. So that's a guy who, he's played 1 year. He goes out. Let's say he starts another 2 years at UCLA. He's already got $6-7 million in the bank. Well, minus taxes, obviously, right? So like these aren't small sums of money because he's not even a top tier quarterback. Like these aren't small sums of money that these top players are getting. Pretty soon, you're not going to have any financial leverage over the majority of players who get drafted. Right now you probably don't have any over the top guys, and pretty soon that's going to extend all the way through the 7th round. People think that NIL's out of control right now. Guys are getting so much money and everything, but next year, I believe it's next year, the colleges are going to start paying players. And they're going to have, I think, it's a cap of around 20 million or so. But that's not going to prevent businesses from also continuing to pay players. So,
and guess what? Despite what they've been saying for decades, it's not going to destroy college sports.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, now that it's here, nobody has a problem with it. Now it's just here, right? It's not the end of the world,
Yeah,
you're not
crazy
losing the football that you once loved.
Because Kirk Herbstreit used to argue so hard against it, and he's big on tradition and all that stuff. And now, everything has changed. Players get paid. The bowl system is gone. You're destroying all of the traditional rivalries by moving teams around. And guess what? Kirk still loves college football just as much as he did a few years ago. It's incredible.
Hey, Felipe, I'm gonna give a shout out to Felipe Marino. I appreciate the enthusiasm in the chat. Keep repeating the same question over and over as if I didn't see it. We don't have that many people in the chat, Felipe. I see your question. but thank you for putting it in the chat. I see it. I didn't miss it. We just didn't get there yet. I know you guys want to know our opinion on this list that ESPN put out from GM's ranking quarterbacks, and Lamar got ranked 4th. I just don't know how many times you guys are going to fall for this trick. Like I don't know how many times you're gonna fall for this trick. ESPN, Fox Sports, like all these people have to put out stuff to make you click on their content. Right? We do too. We do too. Right? But they put out these ridiculous, hot takes and comments and whatnot to get you to react to it. What GMs? Right? This ain't no real list. I can B&B can come up with a list right now and say this is what the coaches ranked your linebackers, right? And we say, well, what coaches did you talk to? Sources. They never have to reveal their source. They don't have to tell you who they talk to. This is just nonsense.
Like when Acho did his legacy formula, and Kevin Durant responded by saying, "I've got my own algorithm created by graduates from MIT that say you're the worst linebacker who's ever lived."
Yeah, right. So, yeah. It's just to get you to click on their content. It is a Lamar,
and it's always going to be Lamar. Yeah, it's always going to be Lamar. Because you know what would happen if they put Josh Allen 7th? Nothing.
I mean,
no one would care.
I think it's disrespectful to have somebody like Pat Mahomes who could be when it's all said and done the greatest quarterback of all time, not get talked about. Like he was number one on the list, as he should be. He's the greatest quarterback in the galaxy, and he never gets talked about. He's never in the headlines, like nothing. He just got crushed in the Super Bowl, right? And nobody's talking about how they're going to bounce back and try to win another one. He's been to like 4 or 5 straight. Like they just don't talk about him.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But Lamar's 4th on the list, but the topic is Lamar's 4th. The topic isn't Pat Mahomes is 1. Who do they have 2? Josh Allen, or whoever was 2.
Burrow.
Okay. And those guys don't get talked about. It's always about Lamar. If Lamar wasn't on the list, the headline would be Lamar doesn't make the list. It's always about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, like I said, if Josh Allen was 7th or 8th on that list, nobody would say anything. If you saw a list, you were scrolling Twitter and you saw a list and somebody put Josh Allen 8th, you'd be like, huh. And then you keep scrolling. Right. If somebody put Joe Burrow in 6th, you'd be like, that's weird. And then you just keep scrolling. But somebody puts Lamar Jackson in a spot where you don't think, you could think he's 3rd. And they put him 4th and you are reacting. Right? And the same the other way, right? You put him 1st and you see it and you think he should be 3rd, you are screaming. You're posting 5-paragraph long comments everywhere.
Not only that, and this is disrespectful to Pat Mahomes. If they put Pat Mahomes 10th and Lamar 1st, the story would be more about Lamar being 1st than Pat Mahomes being 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And people's heads should be exploding if they put Pat Mahomes anything outside of 2. If you want to say Lamar 1 and Pat Mahomes 2, all right, you can make the arguments because the MVPs Lamar has, and I mean Pat Mahomes has them too. But you could make an argument just how great he's been playing.
Yeah.
But anything outside of 1 or 2, if Pat Mahomes is there, then there should be riots, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't get talked about. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Sims had Lamar number 1 on his list, and everyone in the media went off. I didn't even see that. But yeah. DJ Amp says Pat 10th is crazy though. Yeah, it is crazy. That's the point I'm making though. That's the point I'm making. They can do something ridiculous like that, but the media will still react to Lamar where Lamar is ranked. That's the whole point. So I mean, these lists. I mean, I don't care I don't care about these lists. Right? They put these out to get you guys to say, "Oh, they're hating on Lamar again." Look, Lamar is keeping them employed. All right, so go ahead and make your list with your sources, with your anonymous GMs. We're gonna put out a list that we got from GMs and coaches and whatnot next week. Okay, just as credible as the ones you saw on ESPN,
if not more so.
All right. We're gonna pull. How many GMs did they pull?
And I just gotta say, like, you can't, DJ, you can't be putting Jalen Hurts up there because of team accomplishments, man. It's just like if you like Jalen Hurts, you like Jalen Hurts. But like, let's be real.
I like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has 85 passing touchdowns for his career. Lamar threw 40 last year.
Right.
You know, right. Like let's pump the brakes. He's on a great team, and he's played well. You know, and they win. But come on. I don't have a problem with saying that you have Dak over Burrow, DJ Amp. It's a bad take, but I don't have a problem saying that you have it.
All right. Speaking of sources, B, RG3 has sources, okay, inside of Angel Reese's camp that she does in fact hate Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, it's funny because if we can go ahead and put up the graphic here. This is
okay. So before we read this, so this is I clipped out the offensive picture that I'm sorry that was posted by a troll account with 35 followers
that
and somehow
decided to amplify.
Yeah, somehow RG3. How did RG3, who has, I'm not sure how many subscribers he had. I should probably pulled it up and looked. RG3, I got it up. No, I don't. I closed it. How many subscribers RG3? He has probably a couple 100,000 at least. A couple 100,000 subscribers. People tweeting at him all the time. He's supposed to be looking up stories and whatnot.
No, you are very wrong. On Twitter, RG3 has 2.2 million followers.
Okay, 2.2 million. First of all, me and B have about 400 subscribers. Go follow us at LBHTShow everywhere. That's first of all. It is a travesty that this man has more followers than us. Okay, and subscribers. All right, get us ahead of RG3. Okay, one follow at a time. But we don't keep up with that stuff. We don't get those small accounts posted in our timeline. How is this man with 2 million followers, who I don't know how many people he's following? How many people is he following?
1.5 thousand.
So he's following a lot more than we're following. We don't follow that many people.
He's following a ton of people, and he saw somebody with 35 followers posting that.
With 35 followers, he saw that the most offensive picture because Angel Reese is going to be on the cover of NBA 2K 26. And they replace her picture with a monkey in her jersey, right? He sees the picture and decides to post this tweet. What's this tweet say? This is a ridiculous.
Says, all right, this has got to stop. There's no place for racism in this world, whether you like a player or not. Angel Reese should never be called or be depicted as a monkey. I have been quiet on the Angel Reese front because she shared a video that aided in my wife, kids, family, and friends receiving death threats. All of them. That he took it to another level. Usually it's just the wife and kids. Friends too? And extended family getting death threats? All right. I mean, I don't believe you, but that's okay. Threats of physical harm to my family and friends, and threats of sexual violence to my children on social media and beyond. That will never be okay with me. I never attacked her or her family when I stated and backed up with clear basketball evidence that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's sports. Everybody won't like each other. That entire paragraph was a lie. People in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right, and Angel Reese has grown to hate Caitlin Clark because of the media always asking her about Caitlin and being constantly compared to her. As we'll talk about in a minute, that paragraph's also a lie.
Yes.
Some people made it about race, but I never did lie and never will lie. Instead of becoming the villain in anyone's story, I decided to just not lie. All that being said, Angel Reese or any black man or woman should never be called or depicted as a monkey ever. Well, that's true. Stop it. If you hate Angel Reese because she is black, you are the problem. If you hate Angel Reese because you are a Caitlin Clark fan, don't turn it racial. There should be no space for racism in this world.
Now, in case you forgot, after you read this whole article, in case you forgot what he was talking about an offensive picture that was posted making fun of Angel Reese. I know you forgot because he started talking about himself and his family a whole lot and how he never said anything wrong, and um, he never said he never made about race, but he happened to find this racist, extremely racist picture that only 35 other people saw, but he was able to find it and he retweeted it and amplified it. Or maybe he just posted it from his burner account.
Yeah. And then after he posted that tweet, he got a lot of reaction, not from people on Twitter, but like people who matter in this story. Angel Reese's mother, first off, replied, and I'm paraphrasing, called him a fool, and said he was a liar, and that nobody from Angel Reese's circle ever spoke to him, and he doesn't know anybody there. Angel Reese then also commented on it, calling him a liar, and then Shaq went on a podcast, and I thought this was a bit weird from Shaq, but he went on there and essentially said that he needs to stop talking about Angel Reese or Shaq's going to punch him in the face. So,
which he won't.
I told you before, I don't think he can. Like, even if he intended to, Robert's a much better athlete than Shaq right now, and he doesn't have the hand speed to land that punch. But it's odd. It's a weird thing for Shaq to do, declaring himself. You saw Shaq on that prank show, on Ashton Kutcher's prank show. He couldn't grab that random civilian dude running around the parking lot. He ain't getting a hold of RG3.
The guy was ready for it. He was agitating Shaq on purpose, and he kept the distance.
And Shaq just announced his intention to the entire world to punch RG3 in the face. He ain't getting anywhere near Shaq.
He's gonna get near Shaq, try to shake his hand, and Shaq's gonna grab him to hold him still, and he's gonna open hand slap him. All right. He's not gonna.
He ain't getting anywhere near
RG3. I will say this before you finish. I will say this. I don't condone these type of violence, right? This idiot can say whatever he wants to say. He shouldn't get, hit or punched or anything like that. But that's one of those things where if it were to happen in front of me, I ain't see nothing.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just looking the other way, like, nah, I heard something. I didn't see it though.
It's like that. Did you see that comic strip this guy posted? It was a political cartoon. It's they're out on the street. There's a black guy like right in front of the camera, and there's these people in the background talking about this guy's gonna jump off this building. And so the guy starts unbuttoning his shirt, and he's got he's Superman. He's got the outfit on under it, right? And then in the background, another person's like, "Where? I don't see him." And they're like, "Right there. He's wearing the MAGA hat." And then in the next frame, the guy's buttoning his shirt back up. And he's like, "You can't save everybody." It's kind of like that, If RG3 were to get punched in the face by Shaq, you can't save everybody. He gonna have to take that one.
That's pretty funny. The black Superman, just Alan. Yeah. He said he saw
it. But no, I think RG3, like, he should not have gone down this Angel Reese road, because I think it blew up even more than he would have wanted, right? Because you're not going to be able to go back to this playbook, too many more times. Like this is kind of what he did. What he does to go viral every now and then. He jumps into racially charged topics and pretends to not talk about race, but making a point that's obviously racial and obviously stupid, so that people will attack him. And then he said, "I didn't say anything about race." But you're not going to be able to continue doing that. You made it too big. And there's too many people who see what you do, what you're about, and too many people who have turned on, who have changed their opinion on you because of this. I think he's hurt his ability to work his grift in the future.
And this, like, he's going that Candace Owens route anyway. Like, everybody sees right through you, man. Like, and it's just weird because when this whole thing came out, because I just don't be keeping track with this stuff as much, right? Like, I kind of rely on what you guys write in the Discord. By the way, sign up for our Discord through our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHTShow. Okay, just $5.
And everybody in the chat also, real quick, I'm sorry, ask Hendo when he's going to have the patron-only listening party to Nas's Illmatic, which he has not heard yet.
Let's put him on blast.
We want to do that. We want to have a little live listening party with Hendo and get his opinion because he's a Nas hater. And
he's not a Nas hater.
Big Nas hater.
He's gonna come to appreciate his work here soon. But when I first heard this stuff you guys talking about in the Discord, I only saw his reaction to Ryan Clark's reaction to what he said about the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark little mix up the first game, right? And he sounded hurt, like, oh man, like, Ryan Clark was going after my family and talking about my white wife and all this stuff. And I didn't see everything before that. And I was just like, yeah, that seems a little out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is Ryan Clark, commenting like that? But then I go back, it also RG3, that's the thing that got me. He said in his response to Ryan Clark, like, I didn't say anything about race. I was just talking about the play. Right. So I was like, okay, if you're just talking about basketball, why are you getting personal like that? Because he wasn't just talking about basketball. He lied. Right. he absolutely brought it about race, and he's the only one that's making it about race. And Ryan Clark's response was on point. Give it, all things considered after that. But again, he's doing it right. Nobody is talking about that anymore because at the time, the Fever were hot, right? Mm-hmm. They stomped out the sky. They looked like one of the better teams in the league. But then Caitlin Clark got hurt. She missed time. Okay. And, the little bit that she's played this year, not looking good.
Yeah.
Not looking good. Right. Now the Sky aren't doing great either, but Angel Reese has taken off. Camila Cardoso is starting to come along as well. There's a lot of promise there. And Angel Reese even now is hot.
Yeah.
Right. Like she is killing it, which is why she's on the cover for NBA 2K26. And instead of acknowledging that, because he went so far in one direction against her, he says, let me find a racist picture or just post it myself under a burner account and bring it back to race. Nobody was talking anything about this. This was not a talking point out there by anybody credible whatsoever. Right? Because that's usually what happens, right? When people are hating on somebody and they're doing better on than the person that they want to use as their champion to hate on that person, they just usually just disappear off of Twitter. They just don't talk. Yeah. So nobody's talking about this.
Right. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, congratulations.
The funny thing about too, for just even from the beginning of the story, he keeps on saying, "Oh, I just made it about sports and basketball only." Like he literally said in his first post, "This isn't only basketball. She hates her for real." Like you literally said it wasn't just about basketball, and then you turn around and said, "I said it was just basketball." No,
Rob Parker's a partner on the show. I forget. I'm sorry. I apologize, but whoever his partner is on his radio show was saying it today or yesterday. I watched the video today. He said he's going to put out some shirts that says Rob was right. I'm buying one. I'm buying one. Rob was right. Okay. RG3 might simply be a KKK member. No, yeah, I don't go that far, but he is definitely problematic, man. And he's an educated man, and I just hate that he's intentionally being ignorant. I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Pay the bills.
Ruckus Griffin the third.
Ruckus Griffin the third.
All right, look, guys, that's the show. That like, do we have any submitted questions? I don't think we have any submitted questions.
No, we don't have any submitted questions. DJ's asking how as a kid you're not blasting Illmatic. Listen, DJ, Hendo was not a kid when that came out. What do you mean? Hendo was a fully grown man with a job and everything. Like, he wasn't a kid when Illmatic came out.
He was holding out 9 to 5. Okay.
You might have been.
Look, there are 2 albums I was a kid, but that really kind of shaped my world in the world of hip hop. One was East Coast, one was West Coast, because we were living in Hawaii at the time. I really got it. Well, got into rap a little before that. I got into rap early because of our older brothers. But Ice Cube's "Kill at Will," that man, that sound, I was blown away. I think I was like 10 or 11, right? And our friend Steven Scott, shout out to Steven Scott. He's still my friend on Facebook, man. Appreciate y'all, man, for all these years of friendship. You and Steven Thurman, those are the brothers that live down the street from us. And it was his birthday party. Philip, yeah. And shout out to Philip, yes. And Philip he's your age. He was your age. Yeah. You were a little kid. But this girl got Steven Ice Cube tape for his birthday, and it had the parental advisory sticker on it. And we weren't allowed to listen to that in the house. We couldn't bring it into the house, right? So, I was like, "Yo, you're allowed to listen to that?" And he's like, "Yeah, my mom let me listen to it. We just can't say the words or whatever." So I had to spend a night at his house so I could hear the tape. And I was like, I need this tape. I need it. Right. I was hooked on it. So he dubbed the tape for me. And it's for listen, I know there's a lot of young people in here that don't understand what we're saying. Like tape, what tape? What's a dub? A dub is just copying a cassette tape, right? Onto a blank cassette tape. Okay. So he dubbed the tape for me. And our older brother, Omar, taught me how to hide these tapes that I wasn't allowed to listen to. So I labeled it Tevin Campbell. Okay. And I threw it in my pile of Tevin Campbell tapes. I had about 20 of them.
Tevin Campbell was prolific.
Tevin Campbell, a high five, right? So
he went diamond in our house, right?
Yeah. And then when we moved to Maryland, a few years later, that was right around the time Illmatic came out. And I remember we're at the community center right there on Fort Meade, and somebody put it on the TV. It ain't hard to tell. And I was just like, yo, this is like, man, I needed that tape too.
Yeah.
And Illmatic is one of my favorite albums of all time, man.
And then
I'm a big time Nas fan.
Hendel was clocking out and going home to raise his children. But we gonna get him up to speed, though. We gonna get him up to speed with the early 90s. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna question Tevin DJ. and also, ain't nobody gonna pick up the tape and try to listen to it.
Right. Just Alice said he was pretty much done with rap by the time Illmatic came out. He's like, I can't listen to these young guys anymore. We're gonna talk about this. This is actually something I want to talk about in the overtime show. The clips just came out. These guys are almost 50 years old.
One of them is,
and they're the hottest thing out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about just the hip hop culture compared to like other like music genres, because it is it's young compared to other genres, right? But it's kind of I don't know, it's kind of jarring to me to see these older rappers still kind of running things a little bit, right? Because we always believe this is a young person's thing, but those young guys are older now, and then
it turns out it's just a talented person's thing.
Yeah. And it's no diss to the younger rappers. There's some young guys that I like, but I just didn't think. I thought there was a shelf life for rappers, and there's a lot of these rappers now that are showing you, we can still do it. In the clips, man, that's a great album.
Yeah. And it's just that obviously you said it's a young genre, and there weren't older artists at the time. It was all young people doing it, and then I think the younger, a big portion of the younger generation has kind of lost their way in terms of artistry. You can get on TikTok and YouTube or whatever, and you can make a hit song that nobody cares about a couple weeks from now. And you're not worried about having any kind of staying power. Because you go viral and you make the money immediately, and you can just continuously do that. Fans don't have to actually buy into you now. right?
Yep.
When Nas and them were younger, and those albums dropped, you had to get real American currency and go to a store and buy it, and you had to make tough decisions. And now you wake up and there's 20 new albums on Apple streaming, on Apple Music. You can listen to all.
But don't give away too much. We're gonna talk more about this in the Overtime Show. Yeah. But that's a little snippet of that, and that's not even the main topic we're going to talk about in the Overtime Show. We're going to talk about Teddy Bridgewater, in high school sports, man. Like, I just don't like what happened.
Just Ella said, Ferris, when Rapper's Delight first came out, I was like, what the hell did they do to Good Times? Shut those guys up. Oh man, that's the oldest thing I've ever heard.
And Ferris would get that reference. Oh Lord. All right. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. Listen, go sign up. It's only $5. All right. We're going to continue this conversation. We're talking about Teddy Bridgewater, who got suspended from the high school circuit for being
fake job.
Yeah, fake job for being a great person. Mm-hmm. Right. All he tried to do is just be an upstanding citizen, somebody that you would want around your kids in high school. Right. And they try to punish him for it. Is complete BS, but I'm going to rant about that. We'll talk more music and whatever else you want to talk about. Okay. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. The lowest tier is $5 a month. All right. For $5, you get access to our Overtime Show. And you can look at our older shows, and also the Discord channel. Okay. And the Discord channel is pretty much a one-time fee. Once you're in Discord, we don't ever kick anybody out. So if you decide not to be a member later, doesn't matter, right? We're building a community over there, right? And we want that community to grow. So go over there, check it out. Also check out our website, LBHTShow.com. Sign up for our newsletter. All right. I'm not even going to tell y'all when it's going to drop. Just keep your ears out. You'll see it in your email. It's not spam, right? Open it up, interact with it, enjoy. Okay. That is it. Yeah, Big Red suspended for being a good person and winning a championship. Yeah. So, all right. B, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
We're going to keep this party going on the Overtime Show, which starts in a few minutes. So Patreon members, get ready. Overtime Show is coming up next. Everybody else, have a great night. We'll see you next time. Peace.